I'm right now working on Supergirl, yeah.
Oh, you're shooting Supergirl right now?
Right now.
How about that?
There we go.
I'm still in the family.
Still in the family.
yeah.
He's not talking about Vin Diesel right there, I'll tell you what. All right. Oh, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is now talking about Lobo because he is obviously doing press on Minecraft that's going to be coming out soon, which, you know, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie he has to promote. But what's great is, hey, guess what? People are going to ask him about Lobo, and that's when I'm going, hey, Jason, what do you got to say about Lobo and what's going on? And we got a video right here from Jimmy Kimmel Live. One of the first things that we got, and that we actually hear Jason Momoa talking about Lobo.
Besides Aquaman, which we know you are, you have been... This is a very rare honor, I think, that has been awarded only to Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin, I'm trying to think of other, where you're a hero and a villain in the same comic book universe.
That's right.
There are probably a couple of others, but I can't think of them. But you are going to be playing Lobo in the Supergirl movie.
Finally.
Which is weird because this cover is from 2003, and it seems like they predicted you in the future, right? I mean, I thought that, this must be based on what your character looks like in the movie, and as I was like, oh my God, this is 22 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Rides motorcycles, smokes cigars, loves Guinness. I mean, come on.
He loves Guinness.
Dreadlocks.
Did you know about this character before?
I've had every Lobo comic. He was my favorite. I thought I was going to be playing Lobo when Zack Snyder called me. Because it was Batman vs. Superman. They needed to have a villain in there, and that's the only guy that can,
And you couldn't look less like Aquaman in the comics.
Seriously.
Really, yeah.
But it
My
worked.
surprise, too.
Did you think you might have weren't you just in London? Were you shooting it there?
I'm right now working on Supergirl, yeah.
Oh, you're shooting Supergirl right now?
Supergirl right now.
Oh, how about that?
There we go.
I'm still in the family.
Still in the family.
yeah.
He's not talking about Vin Diesel right there, I'll tell you what. All right. I don't know how many times I've said, when people say that he was cast by Reddit or Twitter or something like that, when people kept on saying it, it's like he's been trying to campaign for that this whole time. And he thought, to the point where he thought that when he got the call from Zach, that maybe, just maybe, if like, oh yeah, when they were doing all this stuff, did he think he was going to get Aquaman? Look at that. He got Aquaman, but he made Aquaman badass, and that's the one thing that Zack Snyder knew that he had to do. Zack knew that he shouldn't make Aquaman just like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, surfer-looking dude. He's like, no, let's do something different. Let's get somebody who's Hawaiian, who knows the water, who looks a little bit more rugged, a little more badass, because Aquaman was always the butt of the joke. And then you get somebody like Jason Momoa, where you go, Jesus Christ, that's Aquaman? All right. Well, I'm not going to make fun of that guy. It's not going to be the normal, like, when he's just like talking to fish. No, it's going to be something different. Jason Momoa says his Lobo costume and appearance is pretty dead on the DC Comics character and reveals how much of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow he's in. So we got this article right here, and we got the interview right here. So we got the last time we talked, things had changed significantly. It's really exciting. You're entering the world as another character, Lobo, in Supergirl. He's not in the comic the movie is based on, so what can you tease about his entrance and the greater plan? What are you most excited about? Jason Momoa says, well, this is the role I've always wanted to play. That's the comic I loved, so I'm really nervous about it. It's kind of a no-brainer to play this character. It's pretty big. I don't want to give away too much, but we looked pretty dead on. He said we look. He said we look pretty dead on. So I'm guessing he's talking about all the characters in Supergirl, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna look pretty dead on when it comes to how they look, at least in Woman of Tomorrow. And yes, Lobo is not part of that story, and that might rub some people the wrong way. I don't know. I'll say the bike's really cool. What? He talked about the bike. You better believe that they're gonna make him. I mean, how many pieces of not concept art, but just, well, concept art, I guess you could say, but how many artists out there have been like, oh yeah, there's this, there's that. I mean, look at him like this. I mean, he just looks like the role. I mean, even when you go rewatch him in Superman the Animated Series, you just kind of go, even though it's Brad Garrett's voice, which he does a good job, you just kind of go, yeah, Jason Momoa. He was basically, if you want to talk about just dead on, but then you never know. You never know what could happen. And when you got someone like David Leitch, who has commented under Jason Momoa saying, let's do a movie. He wants to tackle a Lobo movie. And at one point, Michael Bay was attached to do a Lobo movie. Who knows if that's going to happen? It could be an easy win for James Gunn and DC Studios if they make like this crazy Lobo movie that's cheap budget and it's just balls to the wall, like this space cosmic crazy adventure of this bounty hunter that is on a space bike and does crazy things. I don't know. That time you'd make the movie like 90 minutes. Just go fucking balls to the wall, make it just absolutely crazy, add a little depth into it, a little bit, but just make it absolutely crazy. I don't know.